It's market update time. Let's get straight into it. Guys, don't be placing a trade on this video. Don't buy or sell anything based on this video here because trading is risky and it can smack you around quite severe if you don't know what you're doing here, okay? So trading is very, very risky. Don't be placing any trade based on what you see in this video. Let's get straight into it. All right, guys, so what's actually happened just recently? Recently, what happened with the Dow Jones in the markets? We had a nice sell-off, right? The market comes off, market sells off. And as I was saying to you guys last week, right, that I definitely wasn't going to be selling this market, shorting this market, because it was going against the trend. And I was telling people don't fight the trend. I was telling people I wasn't saying I was buying the market, but I was saying this lower high here. If you guys remember, I was saying this lower high here was actually a bit of a cautionary tell. So it was actually a bit of a caution, right, that where the S&P 500 actually almost made a double top, and that's actually sold off a little bit there. But the Dow Jones actually made a slight lower high compared to this high over here. And as you can see, we actually sold off today. We actually gapped down and we sold off today in the markets. So you can see the Dow Jones is actually getting really. There's a lot of top heavy action going on with the Dow Jones. I'm not going to call the top because I'm just not going to do that. No one knows when the top is in place. But what is actually happening right now is that if we get another close, if we get another down bar, getting us a nice close below this, I'd say the 21,600 level, then that's going to completely change the game of everything that's happened on the Dow Jones. And I do believe we're likely to then see, and then if that happens, then I do believe we're likely to see a sell-off, probably back down towards these trend lines here. Again, that's only about a 4 or 5% drop to the downside. It's not a big drop. I'm not calling for a crash. But if we do see that, we're actually starting to see we're getting that rolling over action on the Dow Jones. You can see we're really sideways, but the sellers are more evident now than they have been in a long time. And as you can see, it's sort of like they're fighting it out. You know what I mean? Like, let me show you what I mean here. If I bring up my let me bring up my trendline drawing tools here, you can see we had a lower high and sort of a just slight little lower high, lower low, sort of little higher low. No one's really in control here, right? So if we get another down day breaking past these lows through here, that's going to really confirm about the sellers, right? About the sellers in the market with the Dow Jones. Now again, the Dow Jones is a lot weaker, right? Look where the Dow Jones closed compared to the S&P 500. Right, the S&P 500 actually closed up a lot higher. The Dow Jones is giving us an early warning signal, I believe, of something that's likely to happen. I don't know whether that's true or not, but the Dow Jones is a lot weaker than the S&P, and when that normally happens, that normally tells us that something's about to hit the market or something's about to happen in the market that we're just not sure about right now. Again, the S&P is a lot stronger, but the Dow Jones is still getting a lot of weakness in here. It's definitely not a bullish scenario through here. And the same for the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's actually still looking quite strong as well too. So really weak, really weird. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq are still looking pretty strong, even though we had this little sell-off bar. I'm not really bearish on that. But this Dow Jones, once again, guys, is the one that I'm really focusing on because it's creating a lot more weaker picture than the other ones. Again, I'm not shorting this market right now because there's no need for me to short it. And again, because I'll be going against that overall underlying direction of the trend, so I wouldn't be doing that. And secondly, I wouldn't be buying this right now because it's not really that there. So this is where, like, guys, if you are trading like the Dow Jones itself, this is where like sidelines is really important to do that. Make sense? So and also I want to talk to you guys about the VIX as well too. The VIX actually had a pretty decent spike today, yeah, so had a pretty decent spike up and then come back down. Again, not really much happening on there as well too. So there we go, guys. There's a bit of a Dow Jones Industrial Average, a bit of S&P 500. The Dow Jones is creating a weaker picture, and generally that means that when that happens, it's the Dow Jones generally gives us a bit more of an insight, a bit more of a better insight of what's actually likely to happen moving forward than that. And when the Dow Jones is a lot weaker than the S&P 500, generally what happens is we get a rollover. So again, we still want to see a break below those lows. If we do get a break below these lows through here, guys, then I do believe then we could see a nice good 4 to 5% pullback, at least towards the mid sort of mid to low 21, so the low 21,000s into this level through here. So there we go, guys. Bit of a market update time.